Right, welcome to Pub Football and welcome to the first review of football after Project Restart has started. We've seen the first couple of games, they were last night. It was a different experience. We've seen everything we could possibly want to see out of football in 2 games. We've seen referee mistake, we've seen technology being questioned, we've seen the David Luiz making huge mistakes, and we've seen a comfortable win for Manchester City. It's pretty much the Premier League is back.
It's classic Arsenal, isn't it, mate? Great start. Glad to be back. Really glad to be back.
We'll get to Arsenal in a second. Let's first start with Aston Villa, Sheffield United. 0-0, exactly what I expected out of behind closed doors. Mostly
Yes.
dull, the game. The game was mostly terrible, but there was one big talking point. Neville, the goalkeeper, carrying the ball over his line, into his side netting, behind the post, clearly over the goal line. Goal line technology doesn't work. Michael Oliver checks his watch. It doesn't vibrate, so he doesn't give the goal. VAR can surely see by the next stoppage and play that ball's over the line. Doesn't do anything about it. It's a shambles all round.
It is, yeah. It was crazy how far over the line he was. It was just looking back at it, you go, what? How is
Chris
that?
Wilder
just
said he was in the
given?
whole end.
He was literally in the stands, and everyone's like, oh, it's got to be a goal, isn't it? So it's just unbelievable, isn't it? It's such a cock up. It's just unbelievable.
It really
I
was.
saw the eyes blinker there, but yes. Yeah.
No, but
an absolute shocker.
when it comes to goal line technology, apparently it's because the post was in the way, which doesn't make sense. Goal line technology, the post is always in the way, but there was a player in the way, and it was the first time in 9,000 or something like that scenarios where it's gone wrong, which, to be fair, for a success rate is pretty good. 1 in 9,000.
That is very good. Agreed.
But we have the backup technology. Plus, you have a linesman who should be watching that anyway. You can see the goalkeeper falling into the goal.
Yeah, of course. It was just slightly embarrassing. I felt sorry for Michael Oliver, who's just got to go with what's been said in his ear. And it's like, well, he wasn't in a position to properly see that. And I understand why he's come suddenly literally just like, I've got to give it as a just play on, get on with it. So, yeah, it's a shock.
VAR should have intervened.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I don't understand why it didn't. It's just such a balls up. It's unbelievable.
Do you think that there's going to be a change with VAR now that with these any goal line situation, they're going to have a quick look? Because it wouldn't have taken long.
No, exactly.
They have until the next stoppage in play.
Exactly. It's an easy decision to rectify, and it should have been a goal. It's as simple as that. The rest of the game was absolutely rubbish, which was expected. Yeah. So, great start.
A result that doesn't really help either team as well.
No, exactly. Obviously, Villa get a little bit closer to the teams above them, but they needed to win that game, and it was an absolute shocker, to be honest.
Yeah, Sheffield United, is that going to be a big dent in the race for the Champions League? It's interesting to see, because I think there could be a lot of draws through the first game at least.
It lacked tempo. It felt like a friendly. Neither team really wanted to properly go for it. It was just a bit of a stalemate, to be honest. It wasn't great.
On to the second game.
Wait, where do we start?
So we've got the new Instagram page. Follow us at pub_football. I posted the photo today. Describe David Luiz in one word. We got someone in the comments use a very rude word, something about next Tuesday, but I'm not going to go into that.
That's spot on as well, yeah. But
it was shocking. He's come out for an interview after the game as well and said, I've been acting inappropriately. I should have sorted out my future. But it sounds like it's not his end that's the problem. It sounds like Arsenal aren't going to renew, and he's going to be gone at the end of June.
Well, I hope he does, because he was absolutely awful. And there's so many underlying issues with Arsenal Football Club at the moment. It's just an embarrassment. Like, I know we're playing against Man City, the best team in the world at keeping the ball, making it difficult, but we were rubbish. I mean, rubbish.
David Luiz was on for half an hour, wasn't he? And he
had an absolute shocker.
Miscontrolled it to let Sterling in for the first goal. Then he made a complete mess up of the second goal, penalty and a red card. It's just, do you see him playing again?
Such a liability. No way in a million years. The only issue is we've got so many defensive issues that he's likely to come back in again at some point.
But if his contract runs out in June the 30th, he's suspended. There's not much he can do.
I'm not sure, was he suspended for 2 or 3 games probably? That takes you to the end of June,
That's
probably.
pretty much it. That's the
That
contract.
is, and I think Rob Holding's on the cusp of being fit again to kind of get back into the side, and I would rather take Holding and Mustafi at the moment, to be honest. So
Mari injured again. Tierney, did a job at centre half. There wasn't much he could do really.
yeah, it's just there's so many fundamental issues. We've got a lot of youngsters who have ability but just aren't living up to expectations. The senior players aren't playing well enough. I thought Aubameyang was absolutely awful. It's
Anonymous.
just
Anonymous.
he was awful.
This is your club captain. This is the Arsenal club
Yeah,
captain. Is a guy
yeah,
who I didn't see for 90 minutes in a big game.
yeah. No, I completely agree, mate. And what do you do in the summer? Do you let him go for the money? Because he's
He's the
30
wrong
odd.
side of 30. He's
Just let him
31
go.
today. It's his birthday
Exactly.
today.
You think you go, do you know what? Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of Lacazette. Let's start again and see what we can do. But it's difficult, isn't it? There's a lot of issues. And to be fair, I thought Man City were pretty good, to be honest, considering they didn't stop particularly well. But once De Bruyne and Silva got on the ball, they were just miles better. Miles better.
We'll get on to Man City in a second because there's one more talking point from Arsenal I want to quickly bring up. Mesut Ozil, left out for tactical reasons.
Yeah.
You have 9 subs. It's got to be more than that.
No, exactly. They're getting another issue there. He would have made a massive difference yesterday. There was a point where I think there was an easy ball down the line for, I think, Nketiah to go the other side of the centre half, and he would have played that ball. And I love him when he plays, but he's just so inconsistent. It's such a shame. But as you said, there must be a big issue there.
Man City, brilliant. Again, I thought I heard Jamie O'Hara on TalkSport talking about them being actually the best team in these situations because Liverpool use the adrenaline of the crowd, whereas Man City might not necessarily have the adrenaline in the crowd anyway. But they're just such a technically strong side. I thought Phil Foden was really good when he came on, which was great to see. Just the adaptability. The horror injury for Garcia meant that they had Fernandinho at centre-back at the end. Rodri filling in there as well. The only slight talking point is the injury to Garcia because Ederson, it wasn't really a decision that needed to be made, and he's come out, he's cleaned someone out in what could have been we've seen fractured skulls for that.
Oh, big time. It was really rash, and he's a youngster making his way in the game, and he could be out for a very, very long time, which is a real shame. But yeah, going back to City in general, as you say, they are the best team at just taking the sting out of the game, keeping the ball, wearing you out, just grinding you down. And I thought they were brilliant yesterday, I've got to say. And it's a shame they're so far behind Liverpool because we both don't want Liverpool to win the league, but never mind.
All right, that was the first pub football review post Project Restart. We're going to be back actually because this will be going out on a Friday morning. We'll be back later on today around lunchtime with another video predicting what will be tonight's games, but tomorrow games for us now.
Big games.
Actually, neither of us have a drink, to be fair. But
no, we don't.
It's these times, isn't it? We'll be back later on. Have a good one. Remember to follow our Instagram page @pub_football. Cheers.
Cheers.